on the Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett, Season 1, Episode 4, Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm.
Yes.
So, how's it going, guys? And a lot of people are not in yet, but for all you nocturnal night owls out there, welcome to this little live review. So, Efren, how do you feel about this? I'm gonna throw in my 2 cents or whatnot, but how do you feel about this episode?
Man, this episode had a lot of information. I like the fact that they were able to bring the flashback of Mandalorian and how they're linking them together. So you kind of see where the episode was leaning from having to save Fennec to having to save her life. And you kind of see all of that in perspective. So you kind of see okay, so this is exactly what happened. Then they bring it back to the present time where they're able to show like all of the new recruits that they're coming together so they can go at it against the was it the Pikes?
Yeah.
The Pikes.
So he set up this meeting, and if you guys have any comments or any questions about this episode, go ahead and post that comment below. Mm-hmm. But during this episode, it's all about recruiting and trying to get all the gang lords from the different cities to go together, and I don't know, it's more like a negotiation because the Pikes are the bigger hitters out there who are trying to take more profit out of everything.
Exactly. And it's all over spice.
It's all over spice. Yeah, spice is a very valuable. Commodity. It's almost like commodity. Yeah, it's a good word. Commodity. It's a good. It's almost like a. It's almost like a currency in a way, because I noticed that this spice thing was also in Rebels, one episode of Rebels, where they had to transfer spice from one world to another, and then Hondo had to take the spice. Exactly. So spice is of great value in the lore of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But and I see there's one person. If you have any questions or comment, let us know. Also, I want to mention Black Crescent. Is it Crescent? Crescent. Yeah. I like him in this episode. I'm glad we get to see him again in this episode, because we kind of knew that he was going to, I guess, bump heads with Boba Fett again, and we'll see what the relationship is. I didn't know it was going to be that soon.
Yeah, exactly, to the point where they're actually going to be together.
I thought Crescent was going. I thought one episode Boba Fett's going to be in trouble with Fennec, or Fennec couldn't help him, and then Crescent's just going to be there to the rescue, and then you know what? This is kind of like a bounty hunter thing.
Yeah, either that or he was just going to be like, you know what? Here's for having to save my life and not killing me.
Yeah, for not killing me or feeding me to this rancor
that they were giving him as a gift. Come on, man,
that the machete brought and stuff.
Machete.
Yeah. So
what's up, you guys? Welcome. I see the crowds coming in.
Yeah. So that so there was one callback where, remember when, I think this was in A New Hope, when Chewbacca was playing this game. It's kind of like a chess game.
Yeah,
in the Millennium Falcon, and was it C-3PO that he was playing the game against? And C-3PO is beating him in the game, and Chewbacca's getting pissed off.
Yeah, he gets really upset.
And then Han Solo comes out hey, don't piss off a Wookiee, because they're known to rip people's arms out because they're bad. They're bad sport. They don't have what you call that? They don't have good sportsmanship.
Oh, they don't.
They're bad losers.
Yeah,
right?
They don't care. They're gonna be like, you know what? Fine, I'll kill you now.
So the fact that he ripped out this one Trandoshan's arms out, I thought that was pretty funny, because that was a callback to what Han Solo was talking about, right? So
that was dope.
I really like that. There was a few androids in this episode as well.
Cyborgs.
Androids.
Or androids. I thought it
was cyborgs are human, not the cyborgs. I know we saw the cyborgs who have their little shop and stuff. Yeah. So for people who need to get parts and stuff.
Upgrade. Damn, that's crazy.
Did you like that scene?
No. See, that's the thing. I kind of didn't like it, because to me it was a little bit it wasn't fit for.
Wait, that world
for that world of Star Wars.
Cyberpunk kind of.
Exactly.
It was Matrix-y
It was a little weird, but it was very interesting, the fact that they used
Well, no, they
Fennec,
needed this scene to explain how Fennec got reconstructed.
yeah.
So
That's
it
just
makes
that's
sense. I'm
how
like,
they
I
did
didn't
that.
even think about that. Oh yeah, of course, yes. Fennec's a cyborg, basically,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, in order to
So
save her life, that they show that they
they
needed to
had
take her
to, yeah, they had to
do
put some,
surgery.
and they had some like Darth Vader callbacks to that too, because Darth Vader is also, he's almost like 80% machine,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, so you kind of have to throw that in there in a
Hmm.
way, because it explains like, okay, who's making all these prosthetics, these
Yeah.
arms and stuff and all that stuff.
They could have played a better track though. I mean, I feel like
Oh,
the
you didn't like the
track,
track?
yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a Mega Man
Like
level
no, it was
with,
like a Mega Man from like Super Nintendo or something. Like
yeah.
yeah. That was cool. I mean, you kind of had to throw that in
And
there.
some of the scenes were a little bit cheesy, like how they were just doing like
Wait,
shot
what's
after
cheesy?
shot after shot, like when they were reconstructing her. It would have been better if they made her like, if they put a different track and they kind of made it look like they're bringing her back to life or something. But instead of made it
So you just didn't like that? You didn't like
that
the
whole
title
little
scenes?
section
So
there.
to mention this is actually directed by Kevin Tanturian or something like that. I don't even know who this person is.
Touching or something.
Tanturian, yeah, but Kevin. So I don't know too much about this director, but I actually like this episode. It's not too bad. Maybe not I don't know, because we're getting a lot of flashbacks too. I guess we get this one flashback, which is the Fennec, where at that time at the chapter which is called the Gunslinger, when Fennec gets shot by that one guy, and she was like left for dead. So we needed that scene. I mean, this
Yeah.
is you're still gonna have flashbacks. I think it's bothering some people that we're getting a lot of flashbacks throughout this season, because
More
but
of
in
the
a way you kind of
flashback.
need it, because certain things need to be explained, because if we don't have a flashback about how him meeting up with Fennec, even though if we know how he did, but then explaining like why it took Boba Fett so long to get his armor back.
Yeah.
So he didn't know, because he was knocked out. He was unconscious
Yeah,
when the
be-
Jawas were
Come on.
stealing the parts out of him.
When he went to in the sleigh ride, they ended up going to try to get it back from
Slave
he
one.
thought that slave one.
Slave
I don't know why
rider.
slave ride. The slave one
Rider.
from the slave one where he ends up having to go back and try to find his armor, with that big
The
ass
Starlight Pit.
the starlight.
The Starlight Pit. Everyone's still a little bit new the Star Wars lore, but he's still getting used to some of the characters.
Yeah, I mean I
But
watched a lot of the movies and episodes, but I just binge watched a lot of them, so it's like
he just forgets their names and stuff. That one scene of the Starlight Pit was really cool. I actually liked that one. That one scared the bejesus out of me. And I thought he killed it. I really thought that he killed the Starlight, because I thought he burned it, gave him like a heartburn, and just went through him and went outside and just like dug his
way out.
Dug his way out
but
of the
apparently he
sand.
didn't. All he did was just really give him a little heartburn, like, all right.
Yeah. Man, that one Mandalorian is spicy.
That green guy was a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's a little too much, man. Oh, I gotta
What-
cut down on the Mandalorians.
what did you think about
I gotta cut down on the Mandalorians.
What do you think about the flashback with the Nicto Speed gang?
the Victor Speed Gang? Wait, are we doing a flashback on? Did they do it?
They did,
It's not a
because
flashback.
he did a flashback of how he ends up running into them and killing them all off. Well, I don't know if he killed them all off.
Oh, that was a flashback, right? That was part of the flashback, because
Yeah.
they killed the Tuscan Raiders,
Exactly.
which is his people.
His people, his
people,
tribe.
the tribe that took
set
over.
him.
Yeah, I actually liked that scene
That was
so
dope.
much. That had the CGI effects were really good. The shot was really good. So Kevin did a really good job. I mean, there's certain scenes to this episode where I'm just like, it's
I
alright.
like the slave one, how it just came in.
Yeah, the Slave one was really
And
cool.
these guys are just riding like nothing else. And boop, 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 boop,
So it
boop,
makes
boop.
sense. So
I'll be back.
Bib Fortuna took the Slave one after they find out that Boba Fett got eaten by a Sarlacc pit.
Mhm.
That's crazy, and they just left it in there. But and Boba didn't even know where his armor was. He literally thought, because he was unconscious when the Jawas took the
Yeah, it
armor
was
from
in
him.
the
So
pit.
he thought like, I think it's still in there in the pit. I believe it's in there in the pit, because that's the last thing I
Because
remember,
when he
because I was
woke up,
knocked
he's like,
out.
that was it.
Yeah, that was the last place he saw it. So, and I didn't know that Sarlacc pit was gonna be alive. I thought he really killed it, but then that thing just pops out. So we find out how strong this Sarlacc pit is because it has like these 4 tentacles, just like pull that slave one down.
Yeah, I was like, he was sounding like
But that was a
nothing.
good CGI shot though. Like I've never seen a Sarlacc pit like that. It reminded me of you ever watch Little Shop of Horrors? Little Shop of Horrors?
No, never
Kind
have.
of like the remake. It's a very very
Gotta
old
check
film.
that
But
out.
yeah, check that one out. But it reminded me of Audrey 2, which is the plant that Seymour grew. If you guys are Little Shop of Horror fans, or you've seen it, or if you're as old as me, then you probably know what it is. But you should definitely check that film out. It's a great film. It's a musical film.
What did you think the fact that Fennec ended up staying with Boba Fett after she had helped him out, and he kind of gave her the option like, "Hey, I'll drop you off anywhere." She's like, "Nah, I'll just stick here." Like,
Well, I mean, she owed him. I mean,
but didn't she do that with that mission?
Which mission?
That mission when he needed help, when he needed to get his slave one back.
Oh, you mean that was like, I paid my debt kind
Yeah,
of thing?
that's why Boba was like, "Hey, I'll drop you off somewhere."
I don't know. I think it was more than that though, because like helping somebody retrieve an item or ship is different,
But
completely different
look
from
how,
saving your life.
Look how crazy it was. Like it was like literally so many guards in there. And
Yeah,
somebody
these alien guards, we've seen these. I don't know the alien race name of these guards, but we see them a lot. The last time I can remember seeing a group of these aliens is from the Believer of the Mandalorian, and they were trying to detonate the vehicle that they were in. So
Dude, I like
that's
that
the last
little-
time. And
I like that
is
little
Hondo
thing.
is he part of that race? Hondo?
Handu.
Is it Hondo or Hondo?
Handu. I think
Is
Handu.
he part of that alien race? Does he not? I mean, he's not part of that group. I'm saying, is he that same?
He kind of looked like him. Well,
Is it? Is
they
he,
have some
because
type of
he's- okay.
similarities, but not like all the way. Like I know there's some differences.
So what's
in, like,
what's
the
Hondo's
horns.
Hondo's race?
I'm not sure exactly what's his race.
Yeah. I mean, that's what else can we talk about in this episode? Other than that, the Black Crescent, that was a very great scene. I love that scene so much.
Oh yeah, the way
And
he
then
puts
the madam of the cantina. I was
The casino?
No, but it's kind of like they have like hooker.
the hot one.
No, they got hooker. They got hooker aliens in there too, to
Oh, wow.
take care of the guests.
Mm.
But I wasn't so sure about like Crescent. Like I didn't know like why he was so mad, and I thought maybe he had like
Oh, yeah.
too many drinks or something.
Either that or he just has.
I
the
think he just
hatred
has.
towards
That's just his.
nature.
That's
He
his
just
nature,
gets
right?
mad.
His animalistic nature, and
That's the real
he was
Chewie
just
out of him.
like he's like one of those guys. He's like one of those guys in the club that just can't control his liquor kind of thing. That just gets pissed off and just what I mean, just so temperamental. Like I just want to fight somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in his nature. Other than that, he's also a bounty hunter. So
Yeah.
he's bored. I think he wants to do something, and then that's when the madam says, you know what, you've been a champion so many times. You've done this. You've won every challenge. Like I think it's time to cool down now, don't you think? So
he's
you don't
just
have
ripped
to.
out those arms
So just leave this poor Trandoshan
to
alone,
enjoy
and
his
then
night.
and then just live life, and then all debts are paid off if you just leave him alone. It's like fuck that.
He said, "I'd rather
He's like
pay you."
screw that.
Yeah.
Nah, It's like basically he said I ain't no bitch. You can't tame me. I'm an animal
Yeah.
by trade.
You know what else I think was pretty cool was the fact that he's gathering a lot of the different alien species and creating a lot of deals.
Who is?
Boba.
Oh, okay.
He's creating a lot of deals with all these different alien species that are taking over or who rule those sections. And he's like, look, man, the Pikes, once they come in, they're going to screw everyone
Yeah,
over.
yeah, they're gonna
Because at the
take-
end of the day, the Pikes, they're
They're gonna take like 90 to almost 100% out of every profit you've made, or on spice or whatever you've recovered.
Exactly, as opposed to like with him, it's like, look, man, we can work together. We'll be able to come up with.
It'll be
a good
worth your
deal.
while.
Yeah,
It'll be worth your while. I'll give you a better percentage, and
all I ask is that you just let me know when the Pikes are striking or when they're gonna try to make a move on us. And it's cool how he's kind of creating a fortress around around his neighborhood because he's surrounded with other mobsters of different.
Well, if you're gonna be a crime lord, you kind of have to.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
if there's different districts,
Well,
you
no,
have to
there's also depends
make sure to
because
put everyone in check. And
yeah, but
by
see,
bringing that
but
Crescent
there's
in,
different ways because there's also the other way, which is he can threaten everyone by saying I'll kill everyone.
no, but you need
But
people. Like he said, you need muscle. You need soldiers.
Yeah.
Like you can't do everything alone.
But see, that's kind of how it shows the difference between how Jabba was doing it and the way Boba is doing it. It's a complete different.
But you know, Jabba
characteristics.
was to be feared because Jabba, the way he did it, he put fear amongst everybody. So
Exactly.
nobody wanted to.
So then
It kind
Boba
of
could have
worked,
copied that same style.
but he didn't
and-
want to.
Exactly.
And that's when Fennec says,
So I feel like that's how he's gonna get more people because he's gonna create like an equal environment just because I'm the crime lord.
"It's not going to be equal, man. It's never."
Yeah,
gonna
there's
be
always
equal."
gonna be someone
Dude,
trying to take over.
There's always going to be that one
Someone who's gonna try.
bad apple within the group.
Yeah.
That's going to be like, you know what?
That's the Judeas or Judeas, whatever they say in the Bible. What was the guy who does
Judas.
Judas? There you go. Judas.
Yeah, there's always that one person that's just a bad apple that's not going to agree with terms.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to want more, or maybe they're going to split a deal with the Pikes. Maybe the Pikes will give them a better deal. But from what Boba's talking about,
I'm sure that's probably gonna happen too.
there's going to be like a couple of them that's going to backstab.
I just have a feeling Black Crescent is gonna be there to boom, stop him.
Well, yeah. Oh, and the Rancor. Oh man, the fact that he set the meeting and the
that was pretty
dining
funny.
table right on top of the,
Yeah, just
on
in
top
case
of
if
the,
anybody
gate.
has a second opinion, hey,
Yeah.
say it to the Rancor.
So I like the fact that we didn't see too much of the Rancor.
On this
in this episode, we see its hands, we hear it, but I also like the fact that it makes sense. You need a Rancor, and we would question ourselves like when we were watching. I remember watching the Return of the Jedi. It's like it must be really cruel to just feed prisoners to the Rancor, right? Because you have no cells, so like that, just throw them in the Rancor. One body less of problems that I have to deal with.
That's
but
true.
if you think about it, you need it because you need to show.
People to fear.
You gotta
Like
show
you want
this
to go in
fear.
there? No, okay, well then.
You gotta be intimidating. You gotta be intimidating. So you have to have a Rancor, and I know it's like I'm rooting for like I'm almost rooting for Jabba the Hutt's like philosophies here, but
yeah,
at the same
way
time
how
it
he
makes
rules.
sense if you're some sort of a gang leader or gang lord, or not gang lord but crime lord. You need these things to you need the muscle. You need the Rancor.
course.
You need Fennec.
You need people to know, like, hey, I can be cool, but at the same time, I can destroy you.
Yeah.
You know, and people be like, all right, I can't mess with this guy.
Yeah.
You know.
And the fact we didn't see the Spy Kids, the Star Wars Spy Kids on this one.
Oh yeah.
But I think they're just chilling
Power
inside the
Rangers.
palace right now.
Or the we didn't even watch the Gamorreans either.
Yeah, I didn't see the Gamorreans either.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like those Gamorreans in that flashback are those the same Gamorreans that he
what we're
recruited
talking
because he didn't kill any of them?
I don't think so.
I think they are because I remember in that last episode, they mentioned something about like, the first episode, you've served your master well, and your master previous to that, will you serve me and prove your loyalty to me? I'm doing my, that's my Boba Fett voice.
Boba Fett.
So I think those are the same Gamorreans.
Probably.
I
It
think
could
they
be.
are. I think they are because they didn't die in this episode. This episode was actually shorter than the previous episode, the last episode. I believe this episode is
Episode 2.
no, I know. No, episode 3 is.
Oh, of course, that was
episode
39.
2 is the longest episode we've had, which is 53 minutes. This episode was 49, but it still felt a little short. Maybe because we're getting like flashbacks. Speaking of flashbacks and the Tuscans, I still believe that one dark Tuscan is still the warrior Tuscan. Is
Either
still
the warrior
alive.
Tuscan or the child,
Yeah.
the youngling.
And it's crazy because when Fennec and Boba was having a conversation after he revived Fennec or reconstructed her, Fennec said something about like, oh yeah, I don't even believe a a bunch of Nikto speed bikers beating a Tuscan, a Tuscan tribe, because she even thinks she knows that Tuscans are savages. They have skill. They have combat ready skills. So she'd even believe that the Nikto speed bikers were able to like take over that whole village and you know destroy all those Tuscan.
Yeah, that's true. Kill
So
everybody.
I don't know. I think something else happened in that. I hope we see it. I don't know if we will, because you need a memory of Boba for us to see that, and he has no memory of what happened to the village.
Yeah.
So
'cause
unless
that's
if he
the-
catches one of those Nikto riders.
Yeah, that or it might just be coming up in the present time where they're probably that youngling's probably a little bit more grown. Maybe that might end up happening. He might run into them, or he might run into
I think he might actually run
in the
into
present
that.
because the past kind of
young
looks like it's already almost ending. Because after that, it's like more with Mando, trying to get the child and all of that. Then that's when he ends up going and taking over.
Yeah, I
So
wonder
there's
if we're
really
gonna
no
get.
room
I wonder
for-
if we're gonna get. I wonder if we're still gonna get a flashback of Boba Fett and Fennec meeting up with Mando. But I don't
That'd
think.
be
I don't.
cool.
I mean,
I
I don't
thought
think
they
we
wanna
need
do
it.
that.
I don't think we need it because we had a
I
full
don't think they
episode.
want to do that
No,
either.
we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get it because it's pointless to actually have that episode again because we've had a full episode on that already. So why we're gonna revisit that? Maybe you're gonna do like a quick little flashback of how he met Mando and got his suit back, but I don't think we're gonna get like an episode of that. We have a full episode of that.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, and if you guys are just jumping in, if you guys have any comments about this episode, tell us what you think. I actually like this episode. I don't know. I have to rewatch it again and compare it. But as far as like these 4 episodes, what is your favorite episode?
My
out of the
favorite
season?
episode
From the
would be
4,
the second episode.
which is the tribes of Tatooine, right? So why did you like that episode better?
Dude, it's just the way that, because from there it kind of opens up a lot more on the story, and that's kind of what grasped me more into wanting to keep watching it. First episode was cool, but it was really short. It was an eye catcher, but it wasn't enough to really sink me in. The second
No, I
episode
think
was
the complaints about the first episode, and they did this with the Mandalorian a lot. Usually, when they're doing a pilot or just a premiere on the first episode alone on the series, they usually extend it to like 1 hour, and that's equivalent to like 2 episodes already at times. But that's why there was a lot of complaints with the first episode because the first episode is 39 minutes, so it felt really short, especially when you're doing a lot of flashback, and all the full episode is all about the flashback, and we needed that. We needed all those flashbacks because it explained a lot of it just like answered a lot of questions as far as like, okay, how did he do this? Where did the armor go? And yeah, that
See,
full
that's why I
episode-
strongly believe there's gonna be a second
Season?
season, just because there's a lot of flashback. There's not
because
really much of the
4
character
episodes in.
development.
We're 4 episodes in, so we're getting what 7 or 8.
So 3, 4
episodes?
more episodes.
So I don't know if it's 7 or 8, but we're already like halfway through this season, and we're barely
Still
we're
getting that much.
barely scratching the surface as far as like the
The present time. It's been mostly the past.
This is the present time.
That's what I'm saying. So it's been mostly
Those
episodes have been because
we're
of the
spending
flashbacks.
so much time with flashbacks,
That it's slowly.
but at the same time we need those flashbacks because it like Fennec's how
did all that
how she
happen?
became a cyborg. We need those episodes, but I think they're spending a little bit too much time on it. I think
Yeah,
too
that
much
or
time.
they're probably expanding it to 2, 3, 4 different seasons where it's like this whole season is just to flashbacks.
I mean,
and
we don't-
introducing the characters. Second might be more into like the.
We don't know yet, but I'm just saying, dude, we're already like halfway through the season.
Yeah. But I'm sure with the ratings going up, it's gonna be like a like a high in demand type of.
I mean, we're gonna want to see more Boba. I mean, but at the same time, Tamara Morrison is getting older, so we're gonna have a very very older, older, slower Boba Fett. We haven't. What I've noticed also, there wasn't too many fighting scenes with Boba Fett in this season, so it was more about. it was more dialogue as opposed to like just fighting scenes. But it's more about character development with Boba himself.
Well, it's just the first episode when he showed he was the true God of War.
There's the true God of War.
When he killed the one with the four arms, that alien, the creature,
that centaur,
like a centipede, and
yeah, oh yeah, when he killed it, that was so because of the chain and everything. That was so God of War. Other than that, I like this episode. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Everything was good. Episode? The Power Rangers didn't come out, so
the spy kids of
Tatooine.
No, but we did see a few millennials. We did see a few millennials in there too, which is they even said here, aren't you a little too old to be in here? I was like, calm down, dude.
It's not for me, Turkey.
For
her,
Gen Z,
save her.
The Star Wars Gen Zs or the Gen Zs of Star Wars.
With the little goggles, just looking at them.
Why are they all young though? Like, there's not one older person in there just like taking care of everything. Like, why does everyone have to be the same age there? That's what gets me a little bit.
With the little
maybe I have to rewatch this. Yeah, every time we get into those cyborg cyberpunk kids, like they're all like 20s, and I mean I'm nothing against 16, 15. People that age, but it's like you don't have an older.
Those were like the children that were raised like in those homes. Was it not like what do they call those homes where people are able to like where they keep all the kids?
Oh, you mean foster homes?
Like a foster home. They look like they're all foster kids.
Like they have no parents and they're like, let's just be rebellious.
Let's just be rebellious. Let's just be one crew. The cyborg crew.
Dude. I think that pretty much covers. I don't know if we left out anything in this episode.
We literally talked about everything that's on there. If there's
I don't think we talked about everything, but we talked about enough, like everything that we recall.
That we could recall.
Why do I not feel 100% satisfied with this episode? There's something about this episode. I have to watch this episode again. I for some odd reason I just don't feel 100%. I mean, I have nothing against this show because I actually like the show. I enjoy the show, but there's just something about the show that's missing that the Mandalorian has. And I don't want to compare too much with the Mandalorian because I know that Filoni and Favreau are trying to give this a different direction with Boba because he doesn't want this to be another cookie cutter season. He doesn't want this season to be exactly like The Mandalorian. I think they want to try something different with Boba Fett, but I don't know. Maybe because it's two different characters, so they all like live differently with their lives.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How do you feel with this season so far?
The season's good, man. I just feel like there hasn't been too much action. As there's only been a few
Bro, no. Action has nothing to do with making a story better.
I want to see action on
if you watch The Walking Dead, like certain seasons of The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, their whole entire episode is dialogue. There'll probably be one scene of action, but Game of Thrones is all dialogue. But why is it so popular? Why do people like it so much? What was it? Episode 8 was season 8 was the last season. Like, why do people love that show so much? And it doesn't have a lot of action. You'll have a war here and there.
Because of the characters.
Exactly.
You fall in love with the characters.
So it has.
There hasn't been much
action.
But what I'm saying is just been more with flashbacks than it's been with the story itself. That we're just going back too much in time. That it's not eye catching, and the thing that can make it really dope would be more of the action. Because at the end of the day, Boba Fett, he was one crazy ass motherfucker that was.
You know what? That is a good point.
He's not like that right now.
That's a good point because even in The Mandalorian, the first episode of The Mandalorian, quick flashback of him being a youngling, and that was it. We get like maybe a few seconds of a very young Mando. No, but it was quick, and then you'll see like droids, battle droids shooting here and there. Well, actually, you don't see it yet. You don't know what's attacking the village, and then we go back to the current time.
They should have just done that for like 2 episodes, and then after that,
I think because they're focusing too much on the flashbacks.
And that's what I'm thinking. Because of so
I
many
think
flashbacks,
that's why
I feel like
I
the
don't
second
feel-
season's gonna be out.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel complete. Like,
Yeah, because it's been just mostly flashbacks and like,
Mhm.
oh, okay,
I think that's what it
this
is.
makes sense. This is what's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
and just a little bit of moving on with the story itself.
you know what it is, dude? I think that what they should have done, I think that what they should have done is instead of like having each episode with a flashback, just have one episode with full flashback of like everything that Boba did, how he got his armor back, how he lost his or how he actually no, how he lost his armor,
And
how
that's
he
the
got
thing.
out the Sarlacc pit, and how he found Fennec, and how he fixed Fennec, and that should just be one full episode. And then after that, let's stay in current
course.
time and just focus on what Boba needs to do with Mos Eisley. I don't know if it's Mos Eisley or one of the Mos. But I think that's what it is. I think we should just have one full episode of flashbacks, and then once we've recovered that, once we've already explained everything, then let's go on with the season, because we're running out of time. We're already in halfway through the season, and they're so fast too. They're so quick. They're like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not like they're 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's
for
not
them to
like
be
Game of Thrones where each episode was like an hour, and sometimes they're a little bit over an hour.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of character development, which with whoever character they're developing throughout in that episode. But other than that, I like it. If you're gonna ask me if I want to compare this with the Mandalorian, I think the Mandalorian just has a little bit more deftness to it. But still, it's this is a fresh out of the box kind of season.
Fresh out the box.
And
with
well,
3 to 4 more episodes to go.
I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention also. So there's a lot of talks about Han Solo. There's a lot of talks about like, oh, is Mace Windu still alive? Or supposedly, I don't know if they've written the comic book of Mace Windu surviving that fall after Palpatine threw him out the window, or electric shock
Yeah, the Kamehameha.
pushed him. Yeah, and pushed him out of the window because we didn't see a body. We didn't see how he died, but he just fell off the building. So he's a Jedi, so he can still kind of Jedi push himself and save himself.
That's
so
true.
when that one scene when Fennec and Boba were talking in the ship after they retrieve Slave One, but I think Fennec was asking him, so what are you gonna do now, right? Because like the Sand People made you soft. It's like, no, the Sand People actually made me stronger, right? Made me smarter, right?
Smarter.
It made me think. Why are we gonna
Think outside the box.
It made me think like, why are we gonna serve these people who are gonna get us killed?
That's true.
Like friggin' I
That's,
serve.
in a way, he sounds like he's all growing up.
Or he's maturing.
Yeah.
Because he's already grown up.
Grown up.
But I think the Sand. I think that's why we needed flashbacks, but I think we're spending too much time on it. But yeah, he explained how Sand People made me stronger than how it really was. It made me not only physically stronger, but mentally stronger, because he made me think, like, reevaluate my life.
His life choices.
And I think the choices I've made in the past, even during Clone Wars, I've made some stupid decisions.
He regrets them.
And he regrets them, and I try to do things solo, and look what happened to me. Like I try to do bounty hunting, so he's quitting this whole bounty hunting. So he's no longer a bounty hunter. He wants to just like stick to one place and try to just expand his name within all the Mos cities. Mm-hmm. But that one part though, Fennec says, "So what are you gonna do now? Or what's your plans now?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got some things I want to deal with." Or like, what did he say?
Yeah, but after he had said that, he went to go kill the.
He killed the Sweet Vikers, but see, I was hoping a name drop, like a Wookiee, like a Chewbacca, and a Han Solo, because remember Han Solo and Chewbacca were responsible for his death.
Or Mace Windu.
Kind of like not intentionally, but you know what I mean. But or even Mace Windu, yeah, Mace Windu. So
somebody.
No name drops yet. Like he even asked, like, "Oh, where's you ever?" He was even around during the. Oh yeah, actually no, he was no, but like he even mentioned with Mace Windu. So
I hope they mention someone, or
No, there's no name drop. So I'm guessing they're gonna bust out what they did with season 2 with with Luke Skywalker
coming out.
They're gonna have a younger looking Han Solo. Either that, or you might even use the same Han Solo actor who portrayed Han Solo in Solo.
That'd be crazy.
But not too many people were happy with that actor, so I don't know if they're gonna even use him again for Han Solo. But I mean, I know I don't really care because I enjoyed Solo. It wasn't a bad film, but it wasn't great either. But yeah, so I have this sinking feeling that we are gonna see a Chewbacca and a Han Solo. Maybe in the last episode of the season. I think they're gonna bust out Luke Skywalker and just have him pop out. And I really don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna be cool with each other or if they're gonna fight first or they're gonna, because Boba changed. He's not the same Boba Fett that we've known in Return of the Jedi. He's not the same Boba Fett from Empire Strikes Back. Like the Sand People changed him. And yeah, he's just rethinking his life right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I can think about this this one episode, The Gathering Storm. Why is it called The Gathering Storm again? Maybe because he's gathering
all the people. And prepping them for war.
So if you guys have any, I know we started this live review very, very late. So if you guys
appreciate each and every single one of you for sticking around.
Or for those who are gonna check it out like later on, because I know a lot of you have work today. So
don't forget to like it.
Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe. If you haven't mentioned anything, which it's fine. If you haven't mentioned anything in the chat, feel free to go ahead and mention your comments about this episode or this whole season. As a matter of fact. If you want, just share us your thoughts and what you think about this episode alone.
Yeah.
Also, again, so a lot of our reaction videos haven't been posted because due to time constraints and scheduling. So a lot of I am working on the next chain reaction video. So this is like a quick update.
Reaction.
And I wanted to do, maybe I'll do a separate video about this next announcement. So I'll just do a separate video on this. But yeah, so the next chain reaction video is about 85 to 90% done already. So just, a few adjustments here and there. And yeah, and that's pretty much the announcement for this. So hopefully I can get this next chain reaction episode uploaded before Friday. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around.
Yeah, Efren's trying to rush it because he has to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks for the 2 likes. We appreciate it.
Oh, we got 2 likes. All right.
We got 2 likes.
Yes. That's better than 1.
Better than 1. It's better than none.
Better than none. That's how I see it.
Also, big shout out to Jason Beltran for Invincible as well, for sticking around and being members for our Patreon. Also, for the people who are sharing the videos with your friends, we appreciate those. Also, the people who subscribe. So yeah, we're gonna be putting the link below for our reactions, so you guys can see how we react to
the reactions are going to be late because again, like this channel I made specifically for chain reactions. We just decided to do reactions, just because. But those will be posted. Those will be posted like later on. Maybe even added. Will also be added to the next chain reaction of the Book of Boba episodes. So yeah. But if you're not tuning in now and you're tuning on later because I know you have to go to work like in a few hours, feel free to go ahead and visit this video and and throw in your comments. But other than that, that's it. You can find me on AubreyFreely_81. That's my Instagram.
And you can find me on F. Santos. You can also find us on Crown Gambit on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So don't forget to also add us as a friend. We'll add you back. And support our channel, support our page. Greatly appreciate you guys.
Efren looks really tired right now, huh?
And we'll catch you guys on the next
Look
one.
how tired he looks.
I am. It's 2 a.m. I have to wake up at 5.
He's like, Aubrey, hurry up already because I got to wake up in the morning. Hey, I told Efren, I was like, you know what? We can do this like later. We don't have to do it exactly at 12 a.m. But he insisted like, no, we can do it at 12 a.m., man.
Let's do it.
And then next thing you know, I come over and around 11:45 and he's like, I'm so tired, man. So I don't know. It's up to you. So that's.
Anyways, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Take care, guys. Peace.